Trapped by my own financial choices, I saw the signs, but I ignored them based on a true story. Bob had always been a survivor. He'd clawed his way back from setbacks before, always landing on his feet. But now, at 56, sitting behind the wheel of his SUV, scrolling through food delivery requests that barely covered gas money, he realized this time was different. This time, he was out of options. Bob had worked his entire life. He married in his early 30s, had 2 kids, and built a life with his wife, until it all fell apart. Divorce stripped them both of everything, including their home, leaving Bob to start over. But he did what he always did. He fought his way back. After 4 months of struggle, he landed a great job. For 25 years, he worked tirelessly, saving some money but never enough. He had a decent life, spent freely on dates but avoided serious relationships. He never wanted to risk another financial disaster. Life was steady, predictable. Until the day it wasn't. Bob arrived at work like any other morning, but when he scanned his badge, the door didn't unlock. Confused, he tried again. Nothing. Within minutes, the devastating news spread. His company had filed for bankruptcy overnight. No severance, no pension, not even a payout for unused vacation time. Just like that, his job was gone. With Christmas just 5 weeks away, employees stood outside, stunned, giving tearful interviews to news crews, wondering how they'd pay their bills. Bob told himself he'd be fine. He had experience, a solid resume, and a little savings. He'd find something soon. At first, Bob saw the unexpected break as a chance to breathe. He'd worked for 25 years straight. Surely, he could take a few months off, collect unemployment, and enjoy life before jumping back into the workforce. But by month 5, reality hit hard. His savings were drying up. His attempt to refinance his mortgage was denied. Without a job, the bank wouldn't touch him. He had over $100,000 in home equity, but no way to access it. He cut back on everything he could, but the bills kept coming. By month 11, desperation had set in. He had applied to hundreds of jobs, but the economy was crumbling. Despite what the news claimed, companies weren't hiring. They were laying off in droves. The job market was flooded with experienced workers fighting for the same limited positions. His 7th interview in almost a year was going badly. The 30-something recruiter on the other side of the video call barely masked her disinterest. When the camera turned on and revealed his graying hair, her face shifted. He could tell. She thought he was too old. Her questions were cold, impersonal. As the call ended, she gave the same empty line he'd heard before. "We have many applicants to review. We'll be in touch." They wouldn't. Bob sat there, chest tightening. His mortgage was 5 months overdue. His 401k was gone. His last $100 had to stretch for food and gas. The utilities were set to be shut off. For the first time in his life, Bob had no plan. Month 13. The home he once took pride in was gone, foreclosed, with an eviction notice looming any day now. Renting wasn't cheap, and he was still $500 short of the security deposit for a tiny studio apartment. Desperation kept him moving, scraping by with food delivery jobs, DoorDash, Uber, Amazon Flex, anything that kept the wheels turning and a few dollars in his pocket. He worked 7 days a week, 10 hours a day, earning a fraction of what he used to. Every trip drained his aging SUV, every mile burned gas he could barely afford. He had lost everything, and the crushing weight of his situation never left his mind. One evening, he nearly slipped on a customer's broken porch step, his knee slamming into a cracked flower pot. He cursed under his breath, barely keeping hold of the sushi order. "Why don't people fix their damn stairs?" he thought bitterly. He couldn't afford to mess up an order, not when penalties, gas, and wear on his car meant some deliveries cost more than they earned. He glanced at the tip. Less than 10%. He'd lost money on this trip. A familiar anger swelled inside him. At the customer, at himself, at life. He sat in his car, gripping the steering wheel, exhausted. How did I get here? How do I get out? The moral. Life's hardships don't come all at once. They creep in, built on years of small decisions, overlooked warnings, and a false sense of security. Bob thought he had time. He thought he'd always be able to bounce back. But time is ruthless. The job market doesn't care about experience when youth is cheaper. Banks don't care about how hard you've worked when you're out of a job, and life doesn't wait for you to prepare. Plan now, save aggressively, invest wisely. Because by the time you realize you should have, it may already be too late.